Hi Shark Tank, my name is Ron Welsh, Dr. Well, and this here is Toothy. I'm from San Marcos, California. Listen, I got a couple things going on in my life right now. I have an art gallery in Seattle, Washington, and then on the side for extra income, I am in retail here in San Marcos. I'm seeking $300,000 investment dollars for 20% stake in my company, WellPay. Toothy here was once somebody's dear friend and then accidentally brushed right out of their lives. Because Americans brush their teeth too hard and too much, it wears out the enamel and wears down their gums, leaving them vulnerable to biofilm. This is the slimy stuff that's left behind after brushing and flossing, and it is the beginning stages of gingivitis, gum disease, cavities, and ultimately the loss of our friend Toothy. Toothy again? Studies show the only thing that can remove 99.9% of all biofilm are water flossers. These very popular products have been around for nearly 50 years, but nothing has changed. Here's an example of one from 1970, and then one from today. As you can see, nothing has changed. Still to this day, they need electricity with each use. With each use, you must fill this reservoir. After each use, you better dry the unit or you're going to introduce other harmful bacteria to your otherwise healthy mouth. It's incredibly noisy. Takes up precious counter space. And because of the tiny little motor inside that simply just pulls that water through, it does burn out in a couple of years. So there are millions of these in our landfills today and millions more to come if there isn't a better solution. Well, WellPic's patent design is that solution. The vast majority of all faucets manufactured in our world today, not just our country, are made with this, the drain-pulled rod with the same circumference. Now, in order to have WellPic, I'm not asking anybody to replace their existing faucets. I'm simply suggesting pull this part out and put WellPic in its place. It's that simple. It's inconspicuous, it's quiet, it's easy to use, there's no need for electricity, there's no reservoir to fill, there's no turning on and off because it's always on and ready to go. You adjust the pressure only once on the handle, and all this and nothing has been compromised. Your faucet, your drain, and WellPic operate independently from one another. Much like when you go to your dentist's office, you will notice they never and will they ever pull out a portable unit such as the one I showed you earlier in order to remove the biofilm out of your mouth. They're simply tapped into their water line. This is WellPic, tapped into your water line. In essence, WellPic brings the dentist to you. Listen, we all care for our teeth each and every day, so why not keep them our entire life? Next, I'm going to show you a demonstration video of how easy it is to install. Following that, there's going to be a couple examples of people using WellPic, and then I'll return with the why, when, and how I came up with WellPic. Giggles or? Go Toothy.
Go Toothy.
Go Toothy. Applause, applause, applause. There, that's
Oops,
it. It's
wrong
done.
video.
We're done, you guys. Simply remove the original drain pull. Replace with WellPic's rod. Inside cabinet. Shut off both hot and cold water lines. Unscrew, then lift up. Attach WellPic's quick connect adapters. Then click WellPic. Turn your hot and cold back on. Shut your cabinet doors. Then simply remove the cap. Use WellPic. Once you're all done, put your handheld dental water jet away. WellPic, even a child can use with ease. The simplicity of the design will encourage people of all ages to water floss regularly. I've invested about $60,000 to get it to this point. Now, if I don't get on Shark Tank, that's okay. There are other angel investors. I will get WellPic out there. How I came up with WellPic, I've been water flossing for nearly 30 years. And because of the tiny little motor inside, these units do not last very long. They do burn out in a couple of years. So imagine this, 30 years, every 2 years you do the math. I was frustrated. I knew there was a better way. I knew there was a better solution, and that's how WellPic was born. What WellPic means to me is it's simply today my identity. I live and breathe WellPic. My goal for WellPic ultimately is that I'd like to make it this generation's water flosser. Now, as far as an interesting story, you tell me if this is interesting. I was about 14 or 15, and I was transitioning from junior high school to high school, and we had very little money. And I was hoping I was going to get a new pair of shoes, but my father told me that we could not afford a pair of shoes. So during this time, he worked for a Tandy Leather Company, and often he would bring his work home with him. And one day he brought this box full of templates. He made purses and belts. And at the bottom of this box, there was a template on how to make shoes and different sizes. And I asked my father, could I have this? Can I make me a pair of shoes for school? And he said, wow, go ahead. So long story short, sure, these shoes didn't have any soles. And sure, I was made fun of, but you know, it did a couple things for me. It built character. It was just one of those things that sticks with me to this day. Without getting too emotional about this, it taught me that nothing in life is a mirage. If you want something, you can get it. I was a kid. I didn't even let a circumstance like that tell me I couldn't have a new pair of shoes. I appreciate each and every day where my feet are. My challenge up to this point has been this economy. It's been tough for everybody, but it's been particularly tough for me. As far as my family is concerned, my family's been great. They support everything I do. I couldn't ask for a better family. They are very proud of everything I do. My goal, again, is to make Woolpig this generation's waterfall sport.